Skeptical Mechanics here. You can tell, beautiful day in California. It's green, blue sky.
Yeah.
We're not wearing hoodies anymore. It means the good days are approaching now. Today we're going to present to you guys a project that can be, arguably speaking, the most skeptical mechanic project ever. You guys never seen it before, but you guys seen one part of it, which is a sole. Cast your mind back to when we built the 454 Cutlass and we promised you guys big burnouts and haven't delivered yet. Still cooking up in the back. But anyways, that engine we pulled out of it, which was a Oldsmobile 350, had to go somewhere, and this is the result of it.
Boom.
You guys are looking at a 1983 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Hey, it's an 80s Cutlass, but these have gotten really popular in the last 10-15 years. People are starting to realize that the Gbody platform can be used for all kinds of things too, not just lowriders. A little rough around the corners and stuff, but a little bit of back history on this. So this vehicle came from a friend's shop. I met the guy and I asked him, hey, if you're ever getting rid of this car, let me know, right? Got it on a crazy smoking deal. I mean, you guys might not think it was a deal, but I got it for $500. And essentially had a V6 motor. And it was missing all the interior. The guy who had it was gonna part it out and sell it as parts. And I said, hey man, I always wanted a Gbody. Let's make a deal. We shook on it $500. The guy kind of regretted it at the end, but he kept his end of the deal, and essentially I picked up the car. He only took some components he needed for his other Gbody. So essentially I was on a quest to put together a Gbody with like bare bone parts, or whatever you want to call it. Now it was perfect because I was doing the 454 swap on the other Cutlass, and I figure I can use that 350, put it on this, and then boom, instant burnouts. So remember, we were struggling to do burnouts with the 454 Cutlass because it had a 350 on it. That's the whole reason why we did a big block swap. Now I figure smaller motor, smaller car, better burnouts. It's a no-brainer, right? That's car guy math. Anyways, essentially what we did here is we put the 350 from a 69 Cutlass on an 83 Cutlass, which is not that although impressive, but there is some bragging rights to it. Problem is that us being skeptical mechanics, we didn't do the cleanest job ever. While doing this, I was under the impression that I just needed to slap it together and make it dirty. Some people from the South been doing this for a long time. Put like a nasty motor on a Gbody Cutlass and, you know, make it go sideways. The Gbody shuffle. So I was sold under that impression, and this was the cheapest way to do it. Recycle motor from a different car. And if you guys look at the other videos, this was the exact motor that came out of the 69 Cutlass. And by dirty, I mean the wiring is a little bit butchered. We ordered a Speedway Motors 12, I forgot what the circuit is, but basically the basic wiring kit, and we wired up the whole car. You're probably familiar with the wiring systems on these like 80s GM cars, and they can get pretty messy just because so much wiring involved. So we just janked everything out and then put our own wiring kit in there. Well, that kind of gives you a summary of what this history was of the car. And as far as the body goes, it looks a little bit rough, but it is pretty straight. The only spot of rust is right here, and apparently it's pretty typical on these. There's a little bit of corrosion up here, but I don't think it's actually rusted through. It's just this thing did its job and protected it. At least we can assume so. Anyways, the update with this vehicle is cameraman Sergio actually owns this thing now. When I put this thing together with Sergio, we came to the conclusion that it was basically the same as the green Cutlass, a hot rod. And I quickly lost interest because I was like, well, it does burnouts and it sounds cool. That's cool. Like, right? So I kind of got bored of it very quickly, and I kept pressing Sergio. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? You're gonna cash me out on the Gbody? And Sergio always liked lowriders, and you know, he's always liked muscle cars, so he thought this was actually cool. and we came up with a deal. I was looking for another project, which was also going to be featured on the channel at the time, and I told Sergio, hey, if you can get the Gbody out of my hands, I got space for the other project, and he pressured me to get the other project, so we just worked something out. Anyways, with that being said, this no longer belongs to me. It actually belongs to Sergio now, and stay within the Skeptical Mechanics family, and you guys be able to actually enjoy it too, which was the initial plan. Do it for the channel. But I'll let Sergio kind of talk a little bit more about what he did with the interior. And I mean, he struggled a little bit with some of the wiring I was too lazy to do. As soon as I did a burnout on this thing with the 350 and I drove it around, went sideways, I was satisfied. It was like, okay, I accomplished my mission. But it's not a bad car. It's great. It runs very well, streetable. It could be daily. It's just, I'm not interested anymore because it's the same as my green Cutlass. But I got to recycle a bunch of my stock parts and put a car together. But anyways, it's a lot from me. Let's have Sergio talk a little bit about it.
Well, thanks, Fidel. That's a lot of information. But you're right. So when me and you put this car together, like you remember, it was a fucking mess. And we junked a lot of shit out, like the AC stuff, emission shit. We don't care about none of that. We want to go fast or just sound nasty. So when I got this thing off Fidel, we made a deal, actually kind of made a deal out of work. We were working, but then we drove it off to his house, and then we finished putting some of the stuff, which is the wiring, finish up some wiring. He broke a window by accident or whatever.
Oh yeah, I broke a window on it.
So we got a new window. I got a new window motor regulator for that thing. So the windows work.
Sorry, I don't mean to kill your vibe, but
yeah,
just so you guys know, I didn't break it out of like anger or anything like that. The window was wobbly and it set weird, and when I closed the door, it smacked the window like structure, and it just cracked.
Yeah, so
I felt like an idiot, but yeah. Anyways, go on. I just want people to not think I'm like.
Well, technically, you know, windows have like some type of retainers. This car was missing from that window. Was missing most of the retainers, and I ended up going to like pick and pull and I think Turners, auto jar wrecking. Pardon my French and my English mixed together, but. I ended up getting most of the pieces that I needed, and also getting some pieces from eBay, which is, you know, everybody knows eBay. eBay sells a bunch of shit. A little overpriced, if you ask me.
It's the Gbody tax,
Thank you, Gbody people. But I got some of the things that I needed. I got some switches for the windows. I got some stuff. I wish I was done with the wiring for the windows, but turns out somebody decided to cut the whole fucking harness.
Not me, by the way, previous owner.
Not Fidel, previous owner, before Fidel. So now I'm stuck with this much of wires coming out of one side, and then trying to figure out how to wire the other window so it can work together. But that's for the end or whatever. You know, I use a small 12-volt battery to put them up and down, which is fine. But now me and Fidel worked on it. He helped me a lot of the wiring. I did put some eBay gauges on it, which is pretty cool. They have different colors, shit like that. I wanted to make sure that I had oil pressure, that the coolant was running. And you guys can see my Genius oil pressure switch. As you guys can see, it has like 3 or 4 adapters, which is great.
This is the beauty about this car. You can just slap it together. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, and it's better flow.
It's so liberating.
You guys can tell, look, my fuel filter is here. You know, it's holding by a zip tie on the fucking fender. You guys can see the little tape and stuff like that.
Firewall.
Yeah, so
that can be cleaned up in the future. It's a little.
Who cares right now? So I can show you guys the interior. I mean, it's a mess. It's a project car, like I said.
And I'll also be adding some pictures of how this car looked when we got it, because you guys.
Also, another thing that me and Fidel did, Fidel bought a steering wheel from El Camino at a junkyard. We put it in there because the original one was nasty. And you guys can see it has a Chevy logo in there. And Fidel did a great job. Well, we both did a great job of painting the dash red, and then he added this Mexican cool blanket thing.
Mexican blanket thing.
I'll show you guys the gauges later, how it works and everything. I mean, if you guys take a shot of that. They're simple gauges, you know.
Yeah, they're the eBay special, but they're pretty easy to wire and very convenient too.
We did have some trouble trying to get our. Well, I did have some trouble trying to get my fucking oil pressure gauge to work. due to I wasn't having the right fucking switches on, the right switch. So I kept buying and buying different ones and it didn't. So I messaged the company or people who sold me the product, and it turns out they have their own fucking oil pressure switch.
Yeah,
which they didn't mention.
It doesn't come on the kit either.
And they didn't even fucking mention on the fucking description. So here I am after 3 or 4 months after trying to figure it out. I got it done. Everything else is done. Fidel helped me wire the fucking for the stereo. So this thing is gonna sound nice. Not just the engine, but maybe I put a nice sound system on it and
some speakers on it.
Yeah, of course. Also, all the trims are there. I just have them in the trunk.
Yeah.
I will show you guys, but there's a mess in the back. I'll show you guys so you guys can see. If you guys know, back in the day, you had 2 keys, one to open the doors and one to turn on your car. And this one you gotta play with it a little bit, and boom.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, by the way, whoever owned this thing before put Dynamat on every single fucking surface of the vehicle. Is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and it had 2 freaking batteries and a bunch of shit that we didn't even use. So you guys can see most of the trims are here. This is for the door panels. I got some sanding paper and some shit. But this is the wiring kit that Fidel bought actually for the car.
Yeah, there you go.
Right
That's
here.
the part number.
Part number.
Honestly, one of the best kits we've ever worked with. If you guys need to wire a car and keep it simple, this is it. This is what you need.
Super simple to wire. Every single wire is labeled, which is the cleanest thing I've seen. It's really, really labeled. So I was able to connect my brake lights, the alternator, battery, all the extra stuff. I was able to get it done without having to go through YouTube or to the manual thing, which you get a whole book of it, and it explains to you and it shows you which one is to which one, which is fucking great. They did great on that. It's just cheap as you can get, but it's great. And now that I've been having it in the house, I drive it now and then. I put it in the battery. I connected the gauges. Fidel helped me a lot. My plan for this is not to have it as a lowrider, which is I do love lowriders. Don't get me wrong. Mexican face, you know, this and that. But I want something different. This is like a slash hot rod slash lowrider. My plan is to put some white walls on it, maybe different wheels eventually. Make it look nice. Just probably not gonna paint it. I'm just gonna put a clear coat, keep the patina, which we love, and maybe get rid of this because I don't like this. Might get rust eventually.
Maybe redo it or take it off.
Yeah, so I'll see. I haven't decided yet. But I had a crazy idea my wife had. She said that this cover reminds her of the movie Cars Tex. If you know who Tex is the guy who owns the Team Dynaco.
The color.
Which the guy with the horns, the Texas guy. So she goes, oh, well, you should make the theme of that. I'm like, I don't know.
With the longhorn on
yeah, so I was thinking maybe I would do that, kind of lowrider, hash, kind of like a cowboy slash kind of car, but we don't know,
we don't know yet.
We don't know. So the whole thing for me is to make it look nice, fix all the interior, put everything together, have it as a daily, and if I fell in love more with the car, I might swap something else later on that wants more power.
LS, baby.
We don't know about LS yet. I don't have the money for that.
Slowly converting Surger into a Chevy guy.
Yeah, supposedly. But maybe I can swap like a 80s 350 or something like that. I can have a little more power, more torque, and then just make this thing go.
Also, by the way, this thing had the V6, and I'll add a video of us sending it away. Where we did a burnout, and then after that the motor ran out of pressure, and then it didn't work.
Itself out.
And that's how we just swapped this thing in here. And by the way, there is no videos of us actually swapping this thing in here.
No,
which sucks. But it was very fun.
Also, you guys can tell the fan.
Oh yeah.
Sits way up here, and if you're here, you guys can probably get your hand chopped by this.
Yeah, we need a fan shot. Oh, and this is the original V6 radiator. We kept it because it looks new, so we assume it was cool. And so far we haven't had any.
We drove what 30 minutes, and it kept it really cool. You guys can see our reservoir, reservoir here. It's just recycled windshield wiper fluid thing, and it works. Everything else, it has really great brakes.
Oh yeah, we did all the brake system.
Yeah, that was the best thing we did on this thing, besides getting it back alive. There's not a lot to talk about this car. It's just something new for the project of me having something different besides having the Mustang. My Mustang is a daily, and I drove the thing every day, and I love the thing. And every time I have a chance, I do a burnout. I can't get enough. It's just something about the Fox bodies. But you can't go wrong with the Gbody either. You know, you got the gangster look, you got the hot rod look as well, and I'm pretty sure somebody out there is gonna offer me good money for it. I'm not gonna sell it yet, but maybe if it comes to terms. The reason I won't sell it fast is because I don't want Fidel to feel like, oh, you just fucking bought it off of me and sold it. No, that's not the deal with it. I want to keep it as for a while, see what I can do with it.
My argument is this thing has a lot of potential, right?
It
like
does.
It can be it can be something really cool. It's just, again, I lost the interest on it because I'm basically building the same car over again. And what the next step is, like a big block or LS swap.
Yeah,
and
I
I've
mean,
already
it
done
depends
this.
where we go. I just want to make sure I can be able to drive it, take it to work every day, now and then go to car meets, you know, with it, have people look at it. I don't think I seen any of these bodies on the road, to be honest. And if I do, it's either way low riders or they're just parking in some garage or driveway.
Mostly on the Bay Area, you do see them, but they're like super clean.
Yeah, low riders. I see them as the low riders. Pretty much every Gbody that I seen, it's either way low rider, well kept in the condition original shape, but you won't see it like this.
No.
And I don't see them on the road looking like this. I have plans to maybe eventually buying front seats, maybe just getting real plaster. We don't know yet. But right now, I can show you guys that it runs. I can show you guys.
Yeah, fire it up, Sergio.
Can you just close all the doors?
It sounds just like the green Cutlass before we did
Yeah.
the swap. It's crazy to, it's like hearing your car again on a different body.
And just like that, you have a Gbody.
Bare bones, like nothing crazy, very simple. It works. Rev it up, Sergio.
Yeah, brother. So that could have been exhaust.
Oh yeah, we popped the hood. I forgot to say, the only thing we struggled with this car was fitting the you can shut it off. I don't think they're gonna be able to hear it. Sorry, I want to make sure you guys can hear us. That's a complaint we get a lot. Oh, you can't hear what you guys are saying. One of the things we struggled a lot with this car was fitting the headers from the old Cutlass to this. So the A body frame to Gbody headers don't match, and headers for a 350 Oldsmobile are kind of hard to find cheap. There's only expensive ones, so we assume that we can massage these so they can fit, and you can see the top of that pipe right there is just smashed in, and the bottom looks the same. The other side kind of worked out with a little bit of like massaging, but this one is really bad. So we decided to like drill out some like stress holes there, so release some pressure so we don't blow a head gasket or something. But yeah, every time Sergio goes high on the RPM, you can hear it pop. Which honestly, it's kind of like, it makes it sound like there's something a lot cooler under the hood.
It also has the old Gbody exhaust system, which we didn't mention, which is
Oh no, the green Cutlass.
The green Cutlass, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the same exhaust. We put the, I had a dual, Black Widow mufflers on it, which sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, it sounds nice. You know, I really wish it would sound louder, but you can't get enough. You know,
Yeah.
so for right now, it's enough. It's gonna be drivable and sounds nice. We probably might do a little video driving it, and so you guys can hear it, and maybe we'll pop a little burnout.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, see you guys in a little bit. through a burnout spot, kind of tough in the bay.
Yeah.
So fucking crowded.
Little off-roading.
Trying to find a secluded area where we're not bothering any pedestrians. So we came to Mexico.
Yes, we just crossed the border.
Sick. Well, there you have it, guys. It's gonna be a wrap for today's video, and hope you guys enjoyed the welcoming of the Gbody to the channel, at least the official welcoming.